As a coach, are there any training methods you recommend to improve individual players' aiming skills or physical abilities?
Back then, I so just as like a little bit of like context. When we moved to Berlin, we didn't really were at a state where, as a professional Siege player, you had those mentalities of let's go to the gym, let's go out, do stuff, go for walks, etc. There was not really a thing back then. I think this changed quite drastically in the last couple of years. I think one of the best examples for that is SSG. Like they go together to the gym, they work out, they go for walks and stuff. And today, like after working also in other games apart from Siege, I would definitely answer this question as a training method. There's a saying that goes that a healthy mind lives in a healthy body, and this goes basically also for pro play. So whenever you play in a high pressure environment, I advise any player to start to figure out a routine that you can consistently follow. I do that myself as well. I have a whiteboard behind me, and I call it my W and L list. And I have like 5 things on there that I want to do every single day. It's like go for a walk, clean the apartment, like simple stuff. And whenever I do it, I give myself a W on my W board. And a routine for a player could basically look like you want to wake up every day at the same time. So, for example, myself is like one of my 5 points is I need to wake up every day at 8 a.m. That's like one of the things I have to do. And ever since I started, or like also like the players started introducing like an actual sleep schedule, not staying awake till like 5 a.m., we saw improvements in their performance, not only when it comes to like the flashy stuff, but also the decision making got way more straightforward, and a lot of stuff made more sense for them. So to continue the schedule, I would say if you're like an aspiring player, or like if you have 5 aspiring players in your team, because we are mainly talking with coaches here, you want to make sure that you help them to figure out a schedule for themselves that makes sense. And you want to introduce small stuff. For example, I'm a firm believer of like a 10, 15, whatever, 20-minute walk every single day before you do anything else. Like you wake up, you brush your teeth, put on your clothes, and you go for a small walk. Like this basically gets your blood pumping. It gets you fired up and ready. And after a couple of days, you start to adapt to that. And then it's like habit, right? So after you did your walk, you can basically then decide, do we already have team practice? Like some teams start to practice at like 11 or 12, where they start with theory stuff when they're still like fresh and able to absorb some of the boring theory stuff. But after the theory stuff, you either want to go for like solo queue or like do streaming. I think streaming is really important as a player, and you should basically do it as much as you can, because this builds your brand as a player and gives you higher chances to basically join a tier 1 team. And you do it every single day. So find a routine that you can work with. Find a routine that makes sense for yourself and for your environment. Like if you have a normal job, I assume that you already have a good sleep schedule, at least on the wake up time, because you have to go to work. But you should also go to bed at the same time every single day. And this will basically help your body and your mind to come into the competitive mode, because as soon as like 5 or 6 p.m., that's usually when most scrims or like official game starts. And you do that every single day, your body is already ready to perform because you're used to it by that point. I don't know if that makes sense.
100% makes sense. Something that I would love to add over here is, in terms of building habits, it's always nice to treat yourself nice. So for example, if you have hard time building any habit, treat yourself very nice once you do that stuff, whatever you want to build a habit. So for example, you want to do workout, gym, or just walk 30 minutes, 20 minutes. After that, you can have something nice for yourself. That way you're going to pair up the positive stuff of walking with a nice, for example, chocolate or whatnot. That's a small suggestion in terms of how do we build habits in real life or any other stuff. Now, go for it.